Oh joy. Hello ladies and gentlemen, and today we're going to be having me do my first Let's Play by myself. I will most likely be doing a lot more with my friend Briar, but in the meantime I figured I'd show people this game that was on PlayStation Plus. This game is very different and very interesting. Not something I expected it to be, but it is, I believe, either a remake or a sequel or a prequel to a 90s version of a game called of the same name called King's Quest. It was a point-and-click adventure on the computer, which is basically what this is, except modernized onto a console. And it is a very different game, as everyone will be seeing. At points, it frustrated the hell out of me, but only the first chapter is available, for one. And let's just say, yeah, like as I said, the game gets really, really different. Coming up later on, just so many weird elements to it. It's a very basic game. Oh, and it has QuickTime events, which I absolutely and utterly hate. And there's not much to explain with the story. It'll mostly just tell you right around here.
I've not been back there in years, but it was the last place left to look.
And right away, you can tell it's different, considering there's a mattress down in a well full of gold, and we enter in through a tiny door. Reminds me of something out of Alice in Wonderland. And so we begin our adventure.
It was not exactly as I remembered it, but it wasn't all that different either.
And yes, you come here twice. You have to go into here later on in the game, which you will understand what it is later.
Two odd contraptions guarded the lost treasure. I would have to turn one and see what happened.
Now then,
I decided this was no time to take a nap, even though that bed looked very squishy and very comfortable.
Death by bed. That's not something I really would want to happen. Yes. And as you can see, it is also a trial and error game.
But since I am here telling this story, you already know that I pulled the right one.
Alright, moving on. As we delve deeper into this mysterious chamber full of knickknacks and beds hanging from the fucking ceiling and swinging back and forth.
Wait. Hold on, Grandpa. I don't remember this part of the story. Beds hanging from stalactites?
We'll get there, Gwendolyn. Don't worry. No detail in this story will be overlooked. Now, where was I? Ah, yes. As I treaded through the river of rumbling trundles, I feared I knew the source of that deafening wind.
And we cross a bridge that is made from bed mattresses and a whole bunch of other shit. And as we look down,
nestled beneath a slumbering pile of teeth and claws was...
Fabled mirror.
Oh, so you remember this part of the story.
Well, dragons are my favorite.
Do you want to tell this part?
Yes. King Edward sent me, the greatest knight in all of Daventry, on a quest to return his stolen mirror. A gigantic, hulking beast of a dragon was the last thing
Why
in my
the
way
fuck
to...
would a dragon even
in my
steal a
way
mirror
to,
is what
My
I would
way,
ask.
too. Add a shinier hat to my collection.
And why is there a dragon down a well?
I tried to turn that crazy contraption, but it was missing a handle. Someone tampered with it, creating some silly conundrum.
Oh yes, and if you make any mistake in this game, which you will have to repeat a lot of parts, it won't let you skip the dialogue or the cutscene at all.
So, the missing handle was booby-trapped? What did you do?
Well, I used my cleverness to outsmart the trap.
Which his cleverness was activating the trap.
Then I used my cleverness to hide.
Oh, watch this. That is how you hide in this game. That is, I literally thought that was a joke when I first did it and thought the dragon was going to kill me. No, that's how you hide.
Luckily, that half-blinded beast never noticed me in bed.
A dragon's eye must be really hard to pierce with an arrow. At archery lessons, I can barely hit a hay bale.
It is indeed a feat only for skilled archers.
Alright. And it's one of
What
those
do you use
games
to
where
fix
you
the
have to
broken switch?
actually select the item before doing it. If you hit X, you just had to watch the same cutscene. Another understanding is that wheel fell off. And apparently putting on that extra peg would help it. Also, how did the dragon not also hear that fucking bridge falling?
The dragon's chains were coiled around a gigantic switch mounted to the cave wall.
Yet somehow he got out of there and stole a mirror. By the way, he's also an ugly ass fucking dragon.
After he briefly basked in the sun, the narcoleptic dragon went back to snoring.
I probably sleep all day too, if Amira was my only friend.
Hell, I have friends that aren't mirrors and I like to sleep all day. Because fuck that. Oh, and here we go. Oh god. I don't even know who the fuck that person is on that bed, or if they're actually pushing it. This part is so much fun. And once again, amazing mechanics. Just try not to step on the... And there we go again.
Whoever designed this trap thought they were pretty clever, but I would probably find a way to hit that unreachable switch.
Oh yes, and this part doesn't make any sense either, but we'll roll with it. And you'll understand that part later on in the story if I fully go through all this. Well, that bow and arrow is pretty badass. Unfortunately, we don't get to use it very much. Does he say anything about this? I don't remember. Nope. And another sketchy looking bridge. Hooray, we made it.
The mirror called out to me. A ridiculous feeding contraption was cobbled together to keep the beast and probably its owner alive.
I'm pretty sure the owner's right here. Dead. Alright, let me see if I remember this. Nope, that's not it. Oh, yep, it is. Okay. Now, hopefully I do this right. See, the dragon doesn't notice really much anything except for food. Unless, you know, I walk right up into its face and say hi. And we have the mirror that the dragon apparently got out of the cave and went and stole. Yes, apparently shooting those with an arrow activates it. Oh, sweet mother of Christ. Now this is where it gets pretty interesting. You ride a mattress like a surfboard while shooting down other mattresses that have a whole bunch of spikes on them. Yes, like I said, quick time events. There's going to be a lot of them. And a Matrix style jump. Hooray! Look at us go! Isn't this fun? And of course, the Indiana Style Jones thing with his hat. Run, you bastard. There we go, finally. You get to do the dumbass run. Oh, God. Why all the beds? Why?